Alright, we've got an absolute gem here today. This is going to be Timeless Defense of the Heart, a 4-mana enchantment that basically checks every upkeep if your opponent has 3 or more creatures, at which point you get to sack this card and find 2 creatures out of your deck, put them directly onto the battlefield. And in most cases, this is going to be an attempt to win the game. Now, the very obvious combo that a lot of people were running right when this card came out was the combo of Xenagos, God of Revels, and World Spineworm. Xenagos basically doubles something's power and toughness and gives it haste on combat, and you basically just make this thing into a 30-30 trample and absolutely murderize your opponent. If that doesn't happen on the immediate attack and they remove it for some reason, the World Spineworm does still give you 15 power after it dies, which is, really, really good, and it's on 3 bodies, so it can get around some creatures that your opponent might have. Now, that's one thing. The other thing that we can do is a very cool thing where, because we want to make sure that our opponent has a bunch of creatures, we're going to be helping them get creatures. And what will be like a very good way to deal with all the creatures that we give them is by playing 2 copies of Massacre Worm that we can get. This basically means that our opponent is going to -4/-4 all their creatures. It'll basically be a languish, and they'll lose a total of 4 damage per each creature that dies when our opponent sees 2 Massacre Worms. And so what that's going to mean for us is we have 2 ways to kill the opponent. One, if they're proactively like an elf deck or something and are making large creatures, we can kill them with Massacre Worms. If their board is small enough that we can go over it, we just go Xenagos, God of Revels plus World Spineworm. And the other 2 1-ofs, if the situation we are in doesn't fall into one of those 2 categories, are to drop a Sarah's Emissary, which can probably shore up any creature match that we're going to run into, and Atraxa for just some value, life gain, and death touch if we need that. So that is the combo package side of things. We have 3 Defense of the Hearts, 1 Beseech the Mirror, 1 Demonic Tutor, and 3 Assemble the Teams to make sure that we can find a Defense of the Heart at some point. And so that's how we're getting the combo piece, and that's what our combo wants to put out onto the battlefield. Now let's look at the rest of the deck, which is going to cover the question of how do we actually make sure that our opponent has enough creatures. Well, the original card, and probably the most prominent one, the best one, is Dowsing Dagger to make this happen. For 2 mana, you get an equipment that allows your opponent to create 2 0/2 green plant tokens, and it can buff one of your creatures. Whenever your creature deals combat damage to a player, you get to transform this thing into essentially a Black Lotus that doesn't discard itself on usage. So it's kind of like a Mishra's Workshop, but for just mana of any color. Pretty good card to have, especially if we want to curve into Defense of the Heart, or basically just hard cast any of our payoff spells that we might draw. So Dowsing Dagger, really great card, and we want to put it on things that have evasion. So we have Gilded Goose in here. Obviously a flyer that, when made bigger with the Dowsing Dagger, is going to be a way that we can ensure that it gets in for damage. We have Delighted Halfling here as another creature that helps us ramp, that can also be saddled up with a Dowsing Dagger. And then we have Dark Ritual to speed things up, and I guess Commune with Spirits in order to help look for an enchantment or land. The final things are that we have Tribute to Horobi, which is another way of giving our creature tokens. This will be rat tokens, and this thing also just turns into a pretty decent 3/3 and allows us to basically take control of all these rats. Additionally, there's Slaughter Specialist, which does also give our opponent a 1/1 human creature token. This thing is a way to get big when our opponent's things die. So that's going to be the deck here. We have some fetch lands in order to help us make all of our colors so that we can hardcast an Atraxa. And other than that, that's going to be the Defense of the Heart deck. So before we hop into the games, make sure to like and comment. It helps with the algorithm. Subscribe for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you in round 1. Alright, this is going to be our first round. We actually get to start with a Defense of the Heart, so I think that this is definitely something that we do keep. So we'll attempt to ramp into it, and then we'll just play Dowsing Dagger and Slaughter Specialist along the way. Should be fine. We want to start out with access to green mana. So I think that we just go for any shock land here. We have Godless Shrine, so we do have our access to white when we need it. I'll take an Overgrown Tomb. We'll go for Gilded Goose because Dowsing Dagger can be attached to it for the quick flip. And I'll decide if we want to just go for Defense of the Heart early or go for Dowsing Dagger now. So we have access to 3 mana. If I shock, I can go Dowsing Dagger plus Delighted Halfling. Then next turn we can Dowsing Dagger on the Goose, go in. Pay 2 life. Delighted Halfling. Dowsing Dagger off the Gilded Goose. Auto pay. We do want to draw another land here, but if we don't, it's not the end of the world. I think Gilded Goose is going to die here, sadly. Alright, looks like they don't want their extra creatures. Alright, that's fine. They're holding up probably what is a counter spell here. I think I just go for an attack. Spell Pierce is a little scary. I think I go in here with the attack. Let's see if they drop in a Bowmasters to take it out. Alright, we're going to attempt this Dowsing Dagger. We might get Spell Pierced again. I don't think it's worth doing the Dark Ritual thing. Okay, cool. They have their 0/2s. We have our Dowsing Dagger. Hopefully our Gilded Goose can get through. They're going to kill our Mana Dork that was making mana. I am a little worried about equipping Dagger to Gilded Goose because they might just remove it. Okay, they're just going to kill it with Flame of the North, sure. So a lot of Grixis card draw here. Just generally Grixis control. Now I think what I can do is shock Temple Garden. Didn't really do the math on this. This is actually 5 mana instead of 6. We're going to have to Dark Ritual regardless. Get our Defense of the Heart out. And next turn it'll be Slaughter Specialist. Alright. We will play Slaughter Specialist here. This is probably a decent counterspell for them. Drown and block makes sense, so we gotta look for another way to give them a creature. Overgrown Tomb is not it. Alright, well, hopefully this Defense of the Heart can stick around here. We're waiting for them to make a creature. We have 7 things in the graveyard. Hopefully their enchantment removal package is not too big. They're gonna Lightning Bolt their own creature. That's really funny. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna be on us to give them 3 things. And if we can't do that, they are probably just going to permission me out of the game. They pass through. May have a counterspell. May have a way to remove the Defense of the Heart. We will see. I think we're going to start with a food token from the Goose. We pass. We haven't seen their win condition yet. We've seen that they can remove ours, though. I'll move to my turn. I don't need to gain my life yet. We'll go Gilded Goose again. Definitely holding up a counterspell. And, yeah, gonna be just a kind of pass angle here. We'll stock up on some food tokens as well. Here's the Bowmasters. Totally fine. Yep, makes sense. We pass. Another Bowmasters. They could have killed a Gilded Goose. That one's interesting. Well, they're going to have enough things for Defense of the Heart to go off. Okay. I think they realized they made a mistake. Okay. We're going to get round 1 on some absolute misplay energy. We'll take it and go to round 2, but boy, what a situation to get ourselves into there. Anyway, I think we were in a lucky situation where their win condition was indeed creatures, but they were just also really good about removing my ability to give them creatures, countering my spells, things like that. So, while that is a win, definitely a goofy one, let's hop into round 2 and try to make a real Defense of the Heart win happen. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is round 2. We have assembled a team, can help us find what we need. I am interested. I think we shock here and just go aggressive with Commune with Spirits. Tribute to Hirobi does give us our rat tokens, or gives our opponent the rat tokens that we can eventually grab for ourselves. I think turn 2... I almost should have played Gilded Goose last turn. We can just go for a tap land then, play Gilded Goose. Next turn can be Assemble the Team plus Dowsing Dagger. Blood Artist. Okay. So they want to hurt me as well. Let's go for Assemble the Team. Assemble the Team does find a Defense of the Heart. So I think I do want to do the Dowsing Dagger. Yeah, because we can cast Defense of the Heart either way. We'll auto-pay here, sacking our treasure, or our food that is. They have 4 creatures here. Hopefully they can't sack too many of them all at once. Sack a creature to draw 2 cards here, sure. And it might end up being a fight with them to see if they can sack more creatures than we can give them. I'm here for it though, should be interesting. Oh, Gilded Goose going away sucks. I'm glad that I wasn't relying on that treasure token. Okay, so now I think we just go Defense of the Heart into Tribute. We'll take 1 life instead of 2 here. We still have double black for the Tribute. We'll find untapped green, the Defense of the Heart, and pray that we are going to be able to survive the next few turns. I think we can. This is not a deck that's going to be particularly aggressive, and if they want to be aggressive, they have to play creatures. Here comes Veto. All of a sudden I'm a bit scared. They're actually just going to give us Defense of the Heart here. I'm super down. So let's go for the World Spine Worm combo, which is the initial very cool one. They can block one... They can actually block enough damage to not die. Now, will it be better if I were to Massacre Worm? Massacre Worm gives me 4 damage for each of the things that we kill. Which is 16, then we have 2 Massacre Worms that can attack. Let's do Massacre Worm, since I think this is the one that we're going to get less consistently. So here's Massacre Worm, trigger, all their stuff dies. They gain some life, we lose some life, but ultimately they lose more than we lose. Not realize that this Veto is going to trigger them a little bit earlier. Alright, anyway, here's some more Massacre Worm. We are at 6, we get to go to combat, and that is... oh wait, no, we don't get to go to combat, this is the same turn. We can probably put this one in tapped here, go Tribute Delighted Halfling, I guess. I don't want to double Tribute in case they find a way to remove the Massacre Worm and we die. Alright, things are getting a little scary here. Deathless Lifelink, fine. Okay, so now I think that we just kind of chill. Alright. We're probably going to go for Tribute now, since we'll be able to have them, we'll grab all their rat tokens here at the next turn. Dowsing Dagger I may as well pay to equip onto Massacre Worm. Unfortunately, this Vampire of the Dire Moon is really annoying. No attacks here because we don't want to get a bad trade for their 1/1. They can put us to 2. Alright, cool. They just sack this thing. They take 4. And now we're good to attack. I think that they probably should have sacked their rat token, no? Kind of weird. Ah, now I understand. Alright, so they have 2 more of these annoying things. They put us to 2 here, which is all of a sudden very scary. We'll be put to 1 now. Well, they will also take some damage. They're going to take a lot of damage, so that's fine. It's almost as if we got to attack. Actually, is that not lethal? Alright, cool. Well, opponent has attacked literally into lethal. That is kind of hilarious. We're going to take that win in round 2. Kind of been goofy games so far, just because this deck is a little bit out of the norm. Kind of makes you have to think a little bit differently about what your board state looks like. And yeah, I guess we'll just take this one. Let's move to round 3 and see if we can't get the other half of our combo payout to appear on the battlefield. Alright, round 3, let's go. We have a World Spineworm in the opener and just black mana. It's going to definitely be a mulligan here. I think we put away the World Spineworm here and just go Gilded Goose Dowsing Dagger, hoping that we're able to flip it. World Spineworm goes away. One good thing about World Spineworm is the fact that it is able to shuffle if it gets milled, so that's going to be good for us. Having the Shuffle Titan clause on it is just really strong. Helps us deal with any sort of mill, which, hey, maybe we will be facing right now. We'll see. We can Wooded Foothills for a basic white, I guess, but I think I'm probably just going to shock here and decide what colors I need later. Dowsing Dagger, they get to make some things. We get to equip our Gilded Goose next turn. Let's see if it works out for us. Because this Massacre Worm is also going to be nice. Just as general value. Okay, cool. So, let's do this. Let's do this. Or actually, I'm debating if I want to cast Gilded Goose first. I think I'll just go Dowsing Dagger attached to Gilded Goose. See if we're allowed to attack with it. And yeah, we're actually getting through. So we are going to transform here. Nice. That's 4 mana that we get to work with here. So let's make green. Dowsing Dagger again. They may counterspell this. Alright, it'll be counterspell here, sure. We'll use the other mana to cast Gilded Goose again. And, I mean, we're kind of in a decent setup right now. This is actually Massacre Worm next turn. If they tap out and obviously are not holding counterspell, we are going in for it. Really only deals 4 damage to opponent directly, but it does wipe their board. Alright, well they're definitely holding something up here. Let's activate the Wooded Foothills. Look for, I guess Indotha Triumph's good, but I'm also down to Surveil. Let's find white mana here. Defense of the Heart's great. So I think we drop Massacre Worm first, then Defense of the Heart. Or we go Defense of the Heart first. I don't really know. I think Massacre Worm is better. That's going to bait out a counter, so I can imagine them not allowing me to have this. We can play for a Spell Pierce, or we can pay for it, rather. Alright, cool. And we actually do get to have the Massacre Worm. They don't instant speed kill it, so they will lose the 4. And definitely no attacks happening here. Their own Flooded Strand is going away. Let's see if they are more colors than just blue. Oh yeah, they are. This is Esper Control, possibly Esper Reanimator as well. Lorien Revealed getting cycled. Okay. And let's see what their turn looks like. They get another Triumph. Oh, sorry, I said Rafine's I didn't say Rafine's Tower. This is, okay, I read Esper, and then I saw that there's other stuff. Leyline Binding takes out Massacre Worm here. I guess I just have to try to drop Defense of the Heart. I'm not really set up for it, though. Let's see what our draw is. I mean, I guess we just sit a Defense of the Heart here, see if they can remove it. They'll have to drop another Leyline Binding on it. You have all the mana in the world. Alright, that's allowed to happen. We drop a Windswept Teeth, say go. And we are not in a great place when it comes to dealing damage, but we're going to be in a great place if they get 3 creatures at some point for whatever reason. I get the feeling that it's going to need to be all of our work in order to make that happen, though. Mystic Sanctuary putting Counterspell back on top. You hate to see it, so they're going to just permission us out here. It's a good thing that our annoying thing is back on the table when it comes to Defense of the Heart, although now they just Teferi bounce, pick up something, and we are in trouble. Makes sense. Let's get our Surveil in here. Overgrown Tomb, not the move. Right, we have Defense of the Heart in hand now. They have their Counterspell. Move to my turn. Commune with Spirits is a big one. If they decide to Counterspell that, it's a vibe. Alright, Tribute to Hirobi is perfect. We will play that, holding up Defense of the Heart if they want to Counterspell this. Now this is going to be a tough decision for them. It's probably one of our better draws right now, so I'm glad we got it. If we can back that up into another good creating creatures option, then this is fine. Alright, so they tapped out. We go Defense of the Heart here, say go. And yeah, no need to attack our Teferi opponent. Or opponent's Teferi, rather. Another Teferi plus. This is probably going to be difficult to deal with. New Teferi. Gonna bounce my Defense of the Heart again, sure. Alright. I think we probably just throw this out unless we have something better to do with our mana. Alright, Windswept Teeth. We're going to Surveil again, but not before we Defense of the Heart. See if they have Counterspell again here. Not the end of the world. Alright, let's go for the Surveil. Fortunately, the Gilded Gooses are too tiny. We need another way to grow them. Probably need the Dowsing Dagger as the artifact itself. Doth of Triumph, don't want that. Pass. And okay, you got your Counterspell. We can't respond even if we wanted to because it's a Teferi. We say go. Alright, we can gain some life if we feel like it. We can also make some tokens. Yep.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
And Narset. Fine. We're not really drawing a lot of cards, so this is okay.
Present and future are bound by threads.
Resolves.
I have just the trick for this.
And it's going to be a big Teferi. Whether that comes down now or later is kind of inconsequential right now. Kind of forgot to make that extra token. We're just going to continue to surveil away all the things that we don't want. And I guess back-to-back surveils don't really help too much. Now, I think we only have 3 of these, so I do need to be drawing them awkwardly. We pass. They're going to get a Teferi now, which is kind of tough for me. We'll let them go through. They're holding priority here. Any instant or sorcery is going to allow that for them. Their core colors seem to be blue, white, and then everything else is just about getting domain for Leyline Binding. Oh, it's going to be surgical. That's unfortunate. So they're going to take our Defense of the Hearts. They're going to see our whole deck, and now we just have to manually cast our payoff spells. It's a good thing that we found our white and black with underground, or sorry, not white and black. We found white with our fetch lands. So we just need some blue and red. Well, actually, we don't need red. We just need blue, which Lost Veil makes for us. So, you know, we can cast an Atrax is basically what I mean to say.
Hone your prowess.
I think Atrax is probably our better bet here. Oh, now they have a way to exile our stuff. So attacking's not necessarily even good either. Okay, well, you know, blue-white walker is always a very strong strategy. Did we see many board wipes in here? Not really. And they must be holding one or more in hand. Alright, and I think we're probably just going to get Teferi'd out here. It's going to be a long and slow boat here. Let's make sure to not forget this time. Create some food tokens. Make sure that we at least have some life before things get too gnarly. And I guess we might as well just sacrifice 2 foods to start to gain some life. We should have 2 mana left over here. Perfect. Alright. Well, at the very least, we're kind of productive when it comes to gaining life back. Alright, move to our turn. It's a Godless Shrine. That sucks. Alright, well, same sort of deal happening this turn as our opponent ticks up their Teferis and Narsets. Brainstorm, they could get a Wandering Emperor out, but seeing as they held it, I think they just want to make sure that anything that I attack, they immediately can deal with. So this is going to be a problem. Yeah. Continue.
We need to move quickly.
I'd love to kind of just throw away my priority, but I do want to hold up and fake having a spell here. Fairy Time Raveler, yep.
This might be a bad idea.
Chalice of the Void on 1. That's not terrible for us. Let's get a good draw. The 1 ring, fine. Alright. Make a token. Make a token. Consume a token. Consume a token. Alright, up to 24. At the very least, we have a lot of life. Well, we might as well just counter this. Let's go. And then if I want to double food this turn, I would have needed to shock the Godless Shrine, but whatever. Alright, still waiting here. This is probably going to just be Teferi minus eat all your things. Now, how do the decks look? We have 36 cards to their 34, and they have been drawing more than us. So, you know, I think we're going to just kind of wait until they show us a way to kill us. Because they can definitely clear our board. I have not seen them kill us yet. Actually, I guess it's the Wandering Emperor, huh? Ah, we found their way to kill. Dream Trawler, sure. That I don't think we can really come back from. Alright. Well, we'll let the beats commence. Let's just do our food tokens now. Activate. Activate. Alright. Teferi almost at 8. We'll start to lose our lands here pretty soon, starting with Lost Veil. Unfortunate, but if we can draw like an Atraxa soon, that'd be kind of nice. Xenagos is a thing, for sure. Probably getting countered here. They've seen so many cards, there's no way they don't have a counterspell. It's too bad that Xenagos doesn't even make our Gilded Gooses viable attackers. It's so unfortunate. I think probably we're okay to just show them that we have nothing. Going ahead and passing. Yeah, cool. Our Gilded Goose now has +0/+0. The 1 ring. Getting close to killing my opponent at some point, but the Dream Trawler will stabilize. Opponent will have a 8 toughness to Fairy on this next turn. Yep. Alright, so they're still holding that Wandering Emperor, I'm pretty sure. They make some bigger dream trawlers. This will be 7 a turn, so we have 4 to 5 turns. No, I guess I can just bounce my Xenagos, sure. Yeah, okay, fine, sure. I think that they were probably just better going for the -8 emblem, but this is fine. They get to draw. We probably just take 6 or 7. We can kind of essentially downgrade that to just like 2 life a turn, or to like a 1 life net a turn. We just use all of our mana here. Alright, cool. We make some more foods so that we can survive Dream Trawler a little bit longer. Resolve. Alright, move to my turn. Here we go. What will happen now? They get a discard. I'm sure they have counter spells for whatever I am able to play. Unfortunately, it's just a land we pass. I think at some point here I gotta think about what my realistic win cons are. They can probably perpetually remove World Spine Worm. Sarah's Emissary cannot do Planeswalker. And then we basically just died at Dream Trawler. I think we're probably about okay to just say they have it here. I think I probably just don't do anything with Gilded Gooses here and just see what my next few draws are, but I can just avoid wasting both of our time a little bit. I've been definitely on the other side of this a good bit, and I do appreciate the concessions, but I'm also down when people play down to their last outs. Because I think the games I play with Blue-White, I really want to be competitive. And not really just like spite concession or spite sticking around. So now that we see that they're looping Counterspell, I think that that's about it for us. Something's blown off of the table outside, making a lot of noise. Hopefully that is not too audible in the recording. They get to +1 here. I think we're probably just going to eat our 10 damage a turn now. I am typically not one that likes to concede very early, but I think in this situation we might be interested in it. We'll take a look at our next draw, and if it's not something of substance, then I think we go ahead and concede. Alright, no blocks. We'll just let them hit us for 11. 1 ring goes down. They take 3 a turn, but it really doesn't matter with the Dream Trawler situation that's going on. Alright, we're down to 9 here. I think I don't bother doing any activations. We take our draw and see what's good. Alright, move to my turn. If I draw on a Trax, I'll kind of feel silly for having not really played this one out seriously, but I think we're probably about good here. They have a lot of discards to happen here. I think seeing their removal suite of Counterspell, Leyline Binding, I feel absolutely certain that we're about done here. Big decision coming up. Alright. Cool, so it'll be a commune with spirits. Let's see what we find, except it actually just gets countered with Chalice of the Void, so that's unfortunate. They did make some pretty good decisions on that Chalice. We'll show them the final land, say GG, and we are probably done for here. I think that we pretty much lose this one in the next few turns, although we can kind of like prolong it with the life gain. I don't really think it's worth it. I don't think that the things that we could draw would have been very good. Good surgical on the Defense of the Heart, so that was pretty clutch for our opponent. Alright, that was a very long round 3 at about 20 minutes. We'll hop in round 4 here and see if we can get our combo going. Alright, here we go. Let's make this work. We have Delighted Halfling, Commune with Spirits, Massacre Worm, which I'm not happy about, but I think it's okay. Let's keep this 7. Colors are fine. We can even accelerate out a Massacre Worm, which could be interesting. It's actually going to be really good against this Lunarch Veteran deck if we can get it out early. So let's start early by getting our ramp in play. There's something to be said about going Slaughter Specialist, Dark Ritual, assemble the team next turn, use our 4 mana. Then I don't have Massacre Worm. Leonin Sanctifier, something perpetually gains lifelink. So I can commune with spirits, get a land. If I want to assemble the team, I have to do it with my Overgrown 2 mana. So this kind of just means that I can't use Dark Ritual to accelerate into both of these. Unfortunate. I think I go commune with spirits here first and then decide Underground Mortuary or something else. I think we'll go Mortuary here. Well, actually, I guess I can get Slaughter Specialist out for 2 life, so I'm interested in that. Alright, so they have 3 creatures now. This next turn could be... Oh, without authoritative consoles is tough. It's fine. Moth Rider Patrol. Taps a target creature. Okay. Well, Massacre Room is nice. We have 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana. We can cast Massacre Worm this turn. Alright, Writ. Massacre Worm. Sweet, so that wipes the board. Not going to really matter here. They'll take 8. And we get a big Slaughter Specialist as a result. Heck yeah. Opponent's at 9, looking down lethal. They have a Lunarch Veteran that can come down. But I think whatever they play, they're very likely to need to chump block. So this is a great situation for us to be in. As they rebuild up their board, we can go assemble the team for a... Oh, we didn't find it, but we could have gone for our... Oh, nice. We could have gone for our Defense of the Heart. Anyway, opponent is going to say that we have it here. Yeah, you know, other ways to make things work in this deck. There's always a different path to victory. Slaughter Specialist into Massacre Worm was the perfect timing for this. We'd likely just attack in here. They'd have to chump block, take 4, and then their board looks no better compared to my attackers. So, really great round 4. I think we bounced back from our last loss. Only took us 3 minutes, so we'll hop into round 5 here, looking for one final game. Alright, 5th and final round here. Let's see what we get. It is a very aggressive start when it comes to giving my opponents creatures, but I'm here for it. We can assemble the team, find our combo, and move it on from there. Okay, we're going to shock here. Is it assemble the team first? Yeah, I think it's assemble the team first. We found a Defense of the Heart. So now we can shock, go Slaughter Specialist, Gilded Goose, and then hopefully set them up. Cleric of Life's Bond, okay. So I think shock, 1. Do I want to give them 2 creatures or 1? Probably just the Slaughter Specialist. So now they'll have 2 creatures. They're likely to play another one here. Then I drop Defense of the Heart and we go for the combo. If they somehow don't play a creature or remove a creature, we have Tribute to Hirobi to work with as well. Alright, Nighthawk Scavenger, sure. We just drop a Defense of the Heart and wait for them to pass their turn. Now, we have drawn a World Spine Worm. If we draw another World Spine Worm on our next card, it is kind of a GG situation. We'll have to go for a double Massacre Worm, which is not bad either, but I would like to go for World Spine Xenaghost combo. You know, that is something that we've seen before on the channel, but it is good. And hey, actually, we can just go double Massacre Worm right now. We've already seen the other combo, as I mentioned, so this is probably a really good way to get this one onto the channel again. So this is going to be double Massacre Worm here, killing everything. Let's absolutely ruin opponent here. Big Slaughter Specialist growth again as well. And I think we are going to be ending this one on a pretty happy note. Boom, boom. And actually, I guess everything is still alive here, just barely. But Massacre Worm being out here is going to be strong. So actually, this is definitely not as good as I was hoping for. We'll go Tribute here. And they will have a pretty large situation going on over here. Polluted Delta. Let's go grab a basic here. Basic black mana. Tribute to Hirobi. And sure. So now we go in for 5 here. They can decide to block if they want to lose 1 more creature, take 4 more life, or take 5 on the attack. That makes sense. They do have 6 life gain in the air here, and I actually should be worried about that. Our next goal is going to be to get this Sarah's Emissary out, which unfortunately I'd like it to be in the deck, but unfortunately it's not. There's Slaughter Specialist from their side. We get hit for 6 here, and now all of a sudden I'm the one that's afraid. Okay, so Cleric of Life's Bond. Do I want to kill my Massacre Worm right now? They'd be going kind of low. They would be going kind of low. Maybe I just block this, keep my life total up. That was potentially another white mana in that Gilded Goose. See how bad I feel about that. Their Slaughter Specialist getting pretty big here too. They make a blood token. We Surveil here. We make their board pretty big here. Here's Mortuary, Surveiling. We want a good creature or Defense of the Heart. Probably in retrospect I should have gone with Xenagos. Now we know. We have enough mana to cast Worldspine Worm. 1, 2, 3 green mana plus 8. Not even close, my friend. We get rid of this Dark Ritual. I guess, yeah. Yeah, this is not the worm that has Trample Convoke. That's the other indestructible 16/16. Alright, we take 8 in the air. We will try to remove some creatures on the ground. Not too excited to see this Reveler, but it is what it is. We're going pretty low here. And I think we're actually dead if they attack with everything. Down to 3. Alright, well, we get to trigger these. Love to see it. This is a trade, potentially. Alright. So, they have a lot of life, we have none. We have to commune with spirits. I guess we probably don't want to go to 0 at some point. So, Windswept Heath is card selection. It also finds green mana, which we kind of need. I think we go to 2. Alright, and then we Surveil here. Alright, now what does my attack look like? Dowsing Dagger, probably not my strongest play right now. What do we want to do? We can get in for 6. That essentially doesn't matter at all. I think we have to just chill. Alright. When we trade for Nighthawk Scavenger, that's going to essentially bring their Slaughter Specialist up to mine. Yeah, we are in danger of losing this one, actually. Oh, and then Vron. That's a problem. So we are dead here no matter what. They'll gain their life. We will lose to what is essentially a mirror match when it comes to the Slaughter Specialist and something that kills for 2 every time things die. Alright, well, that's going to unfortunately do it for us here. We came so very close here, and I think I kind of made the wrong decision. I should have stuck to my gut when it came to wanting to play both combos in this deck, and it looks like I'll be punished for it, but it is what it is. If you want to see the Xenagos Worldspine Worm combo, it does exist on other videos on the channel, so check around, you'll eventually find it. I think there was there's an Is It version of the deck where I was using Indomitable Creativity or something like that. But anyway, that was the combo. That was the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the games. Pretty good ones today. I think we got early combos. We got combos on the battlefield, but unfortunately not a lot of wins back and forth, since Defense of the Heart does take quite a lot to set up, and you are playing a 4-drop that essentially does nothing the turn that it comes down. overall, a very fun deck. I was glad to play it for you guys, and hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. As always, deck list in the video description. Make sure to like and comment to help with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe if you're new for videos of your Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's all for me. I'll see you in the next one.